All right, and we're back. This is episode 26 of the Taproom podcast. Um, this episode will be, well, the interview is going to be with Dany Lopez, Daniella Lopez from Congregation Ale House over in Azusa. She's the head brewer. We had a ton of fun. We got to, have a few beers, got to try their brunch. It was awesome. So that I will put the timestamp in the description for when the interview starts. But I also, on the intro, I have a guest with me. Joshua or Josh from Noble. I was in my phone. It's Josh from Noble. How's it going, brother?
It's going pretty good. How's your day going so far?
So far so good. Enjoying this nice Clementine hazy you guys got. It's freaking delicious.
Yeah, it was a great take. Paul and Jimmy played with that one from Daniella, and we upped it a little bit. So
it's so good. And what's the percentage on the Clementine?
It's still 8.5. So
okay,
but we did a triple dry hop on that one instead of the double dry hop for Dankadelic.
Awesome.
So, which kind of getting like the tangerine notes, like it's very orangey.
Super.
It's kind of crazy the hops that they put into this one, the flavoring we got out of it, and it's like I said, it was built off Dankadelic, so it's kind of interesting. You taste that one, then you go to this, so it was pretty good. So.
Yeah, so good. As I tried this one the other day when I came down when you and I were talking, but it was so good. But I wanted to start out. We'll start off with the brewski, and then we're going to have a new segment this week. This week at Noble, we'll do that. So, right. What should we start with? What do you recommend?
Let's go with light first. We'll go with the new Mexican lager. So we just canned this. It's a Beachside Bandito.
Yeah.
So it's a traditional Mexican lager. There's no lime, no sea salt. It's just a traditional lager. So Mexican lager.
Yeah.
So this one, everyone's been loving this one. It's super light, refreshing.
I love the can artwork.
Thanks. Yeah. So Mike Weeks is the artist we work with.
Okay.
And he just like me and him have been able to flow together. I kind of give him ideas and what I want. And he's able to pick my brain
awesome.
And put together what I'm thinking, which is it helps us out a lot. I mean, if anyone's been paying attention to new cans, like our artwork has been going up.
Killer. You know what? And I was going to tell you too, I forgot. So I have a couple buddies out. They were actually on the show Porch Beers USA. I think it was 2 episodes ago.
Okay.
They sent me a message. They're like, hey, because they know I come here quite often. They're like, hey, are you going anytime soon? Because we want these cans. Like, can you send them to us? So I was like, I'll figure something out.
Well, cheers,
brother.
Yeah, this one I love. So easy to drink. I was so glad we were able to do that. I've been bugging Jimmy. We need a real true Mexican lager.
Dude, this is good.
Finally got it. Yeah.
This is freaking really good. It's probably it's crystal clear. It's crisp, clean, it's refreshing. But like there's that, you get that, like some beers, I feel like you need that lime and salt.
Yeah.
To kind of
spruce it up.
Yeah. But this, you don't need it.
Yeah, this one, like I said, we are going to play with this next rank. We're going to rebrew this again sometime in October.
Okay.
And we're going to pull some off, and we will do a sea salt and lime version of this.
Gotcha.
Come October.
Yeah.
So we're going to see, and I feel it's going to intensify this to make the flavoring even better.
Oh, I bet.
But like I said, for right now, it's hot SoCal weather here.
Oh, like
this is the poolside, beach side, wherever you're at. But poolside especially, you can crush this.
For sure, yeah, super crushable. And this one, is it only in cans?
Oh, no, we have it on tap.
I have it on tap too?
Yeah, it's on tap right now. And then, we just, anyone's looking for any 4-packs, we have fresh cans that we just did on Thursday. So they're good to go.
And even just looking at the can artwork, like I'll post a picture of them later on in the story. But just the can artwork alone will make you want to buy this beer. So
yeah, it was cool. Like I said, I wanted like a little old school tattoo, but Beach Vibe.
Yeah.
And also, we got the Bandito on there.
Yeah, so it looks like traditional tattoo artwork.
Yep. And that's what we were going for. And like I said, kept it simple, black and white, pops, stands. And like I said, if you're looking in the fridge, it definitely pops out. So.
Oh, yeah. And it's one of those, because I know I talk about it all the time, but can artwork, it's so important when it comes to, for any brewery. Because if you could have the best beer in the world, but if you don't have that can artwork that's drawing people in,
it's not gonna do. It's all marketing. Like I said, we've gone back and forth on ideas and talking, and I had told our owner and stuff when we were going through. I'm like, look, come on, because like I said, I've told everyone knows I'm green around the gills in the industry. I'm still learning, but I do know marketing. I love art, but I'm also from being a person that loves beer and also going and purchasing it. Like I do purchase a lot of beer based on artwork.
Oh,
so
sure.
like I'm normally hoping is, if the artwork's cool, the beer's going to be good.
Oh yeah.
And goes there. Not always the case, but it does help. So that when you get to have both, good beer, good artwork, it's going to sell itself and get the people back in here and hopefully come back around and try some of the new beers that we've been, we're doing.
Definitely. And what I think is cool about it too, like especially like, you said like you didn't really have experience like on the beer side, like, I think that kind of, honestly, I feel like that gives you an edge because of the fact that you can kind of see it from a fresh perspective and you're not just looking at it from the brewery side.
Yeah, and hopefully that's the case. I mean, like I said, so far it's been good.
Oh, for sure.
But like I said, I'm still learning. And like I said, I want to learn more so that way I can really incorporate what I do know from either being in the apparel industry or just, e-commerce in general to really help push, this side of the things for us here.
Oh, for sure. And that's like they always say, get busy living or get busy dying. Is that Shawshank? I think. I know it was Morgan Freeman that said it, but I don't remember if it was from that or not. But so I wanted, we'll do this segment this week at Noble. What do you guys have going on? Maybe this week and next week?
Right now it's pretty mellow. We have we just had comedy night last night. We do have comedy night coming back on the 25th of this month, August 25th. So it's open mics, free event. It is family friendly, so I mean you can bring your kids if you can't get a babysitter. We do have disc golf coming up in 2 weeks on Wednesday night. So every other Wednesday night we have a disc golf putting league. So good group guys. It's $10 to enter. You get a pint included. Cool. You can't beat that. We will have, I will say this, I need to promote this, is mark calendars. September 16th, we are having the beer mile again.
Awesome.
So it will be Oktoberfest theme. Plus we're also, we had some of the running group coming in. So it's going to be Oktoberfest / Mexican Independence Day.
Awesome. Oh, okay.
It's a combination for the both. So yeah,
that's awesome.
So they asked us to do it. So we're working with it, but it'll be a fun event. We're going to have, we'll have coffee and pastries in the morning and also another truck for burritos. Ooh. And then we'll have Big Rick's Barbecue coming in. They're going to be making one dish specifically for Mexican Independence Day. And then they're going to make one German dish for Oktoberfest.
That's pretty cool.
It'll be a good deal. So we'll have more notes. Keep an eye on our Instagram and we'll have a lot more details coming up probably starting Monday.
Sounds good. Yeah. And I mean, obviously, I love this place. I come here. I come. Everybody always tells me like this is your home brewery. It was like it is really because honestly, even going back to that episode we did, like that was so fun. Like it was like me, you, Jimmy, and Paul, like just laughing for 2 hours. I think that was the longest episode I did, but it was so fun.
Well, that's what you were saying. Like I said, no, it was good. Like I said, we had a good time. Like you hung out with us here, and like I said, we have a good group, and everyone we mash really well together. Like there's no we can all talk shit on each other.
Yep.
We can all be buddy, but like, in a day, like everything's always good. We hang out outside of work, which I think really has helped kind of like the bonds in here, even from the house staff. Like we all, we try to plan nights to go out and just go drink, have a good time and relax.
That's awesome.
It's been great here. Like I said, we try to at least incorporate like you coming in or any of our customers. Like we try to make friendly, make people feel wanted and want to come here and have a good time.
100%. And that's what it's all about. It's bringing people together through beer.
Yep. That's what it should be.
Exactly.
So you want to crack open another one?
Yeah, let's crack open another sauce.
So this is a new baby here. So this was actually a lot of fun.
I'm excited.
So I'm sure people who follow us, our different variants. We've had CRC we just did.
Yep.
Which they're, based off Cinnamon Toast Crunch. We had the Puff Puff Pass.
Oh, yeah.
Which is based off Cocoa Puffs.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this one is not based off a cereal. So this time, if you have a coconut allergy, please do not drink this.
Yeah.
But this is we took coconut and we took lime zest. So we actually had real coconut flakes. Yeah. They had it in the tank for about 2 days.
Okay.
So we were pushing it through and you get this, I mean, the flavor on this is amazing. The notes on it, I mean, it smells like coconut and it's not.
Oh, yeah.
Like some coconut beers you taste like it has like the sunscreen, as Paul will tell you, it has like that fake coconut because it's extract. This has none of that. Like this is we could have just done coconut by itself. Cheers.
For sure. Cheers.
But the lime adds a really special note to it.
And honestly, just off the nose, you get that golden milk stout, but you get that coconut's like punching you in the face. And I keep thinking like, man, I don't smell the lime, but I'm sure it's like it's going to come through and like kind of get me there.
Yeah, we tried. Well, except we had been playing with it, and we had it. Like I said, you'll taste it in there when you get a sip of it. You can hit it in the back of the palate. but we weren't trying to overbearing because the more we were adding to it and we played with it, the lime was the smell, like the scent of the lime was overbearing the coconut.
Oh, I bet,
and we're like, the coconut's supposed to be front and
prominent,
center. So I said you do taste it and you get the back of your palate, but not overbearing.
It definitely cuts through. Like you can, it is at the kind of towards the end of like your experience, but it does like it's that subtle note that's kind of cutting through, like almost like that little bit of acidity. That kind of
it kills a little bit of the sweetness from the coconut.
Yeah, because it's not overly sweet, and you would think with coconut you'd get something like that, and this is fucking phenomenal, dude. This is really good.
So this was one Paul had played with actually last year. So we had done a cask with coconut. Everyone was like, coconut and lime and naughty sauce? And we're like, yeah. So we had done a cask and it was a hit.
Yeah.
But we hadn't played with it all year until now. And then we're like, okay, we got to do something. Let's do something, for summertime.
Yeah.
And we're like, we came up with this. And then next on the list is, if anyone's had it before, is yoga pants. So yoga pants will be coming out probably in September.
Okay.
And that's the pumpkin spice version. And then nice sauce will be coming back as well come November. That's the gingerbread variant. And that will be canned. That won't just, last year was strictly just on tap.
Gotcha.
This year we'll have it canned and ready to go starting in November.
Oh, okay. So the nice sauce will be back in November?
Correct. And
would you think it'd be before Thanksgiving?
It'll be before this. Yeah. So what we're gonna do is because we're trying to get it ahead a little market time because for there. So we talked with our distro, and like I said, that's why yoga pants can come on September, and come September, October. It'll still probably carry a little into November, and then nice sauce, of course, will start in November, mid-November.
Okay,
and then push through through Christmas time.
That's awesome because I was every year. Well, back this will be the first time I'll do it by myself, but years past when it was taps and tailgates, we would have stout skimming.
Okay,
so that's gonna have to be on the list.
Yeah, let us know. We'll hook you up. We'll get some. We'll get some. We actually there's some plans. So we kind of laid the schedule out for the next 4 months. So we're planning to do a couple imperial stouts. So get ready. Colder season. We're actually looking into doing like a Scotch ale.
Oh,
so there's going to be some like before January, like December. There's going to be some fun stuff coming out that Jimmy and Paul are masterminding and putting together. So it's gonna be fun. Like the game. I mean, you taste the clementine.
Oh,
that was
for sure.
A step there, and we're just each month it's building and building.
Yeah.
So there's gonna be some good stuff coming out though.
Yeah, and that's one thing I loved. Like even like when we had that conversation before, like I mentioned earlier, like those two together, they love to like hone their craft, and it's sometimes like. You make a great beer, but then you're like, yeah, but I wanna. It's almost there. They're perfectionists. I mean, and that's the way it's never good enough, and that's how I am.
But that's a good thing. Like it pushes you. Like if you're not ever just satisfied, you're able to push and move forward and do better.
Yeah.
And so which I said, anyone knows when our team a year ago started.
Yeah.
It was a year ago in April. So
yeah,
it's been a building process the whole time, but
for sure,
things are really moving in the right direction, even more so from the last time we talked on the podcast. So,
yeah. I mean, and that what's crazy to me? It's like that was like what 5 months ago.
Was it 5 months ago? Oh my god!
Yeah, because I think it was in March.
Oh man,
because
that tells you how much time has flown. Oh my god, dude! I'm so. It's crazy to think like we're mid-August right now. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, even like
quick.
My girlfriend was telling me yesterday that she was just like, Christmas is just around the corner. I was like, oh fuck.
Yep. No, well it is. Well, yeah, because I know I'm counting down the days because like my other business, mid-November we kick off and then it's hell for 6 weeks.
Yeah, it's just time just flies by, brother, and it's like you can't prepare for it.
No, well, you try to plan, and there's always that little speed bump, switch it up a little bit on you.
No doubt.
Oh, yeah. So these, like I said, these are the two anyone wants to know. Both these right now, fresh 4-packs in the tasting room, ready to go. They'll be online Monday. We're actually doing today. I know this airs tomorrow.
Yeah, but
today we are for Saturday. Chica Fresa is the new can coming out today. That's our strawberry lemonade sour.
Ooh.
So that will be 3 p.m. today will be available in the tasting room.
Awesome.
And then everything on Monday morning will be on the website ready to go.
Did the Chica Fresa get canned as well?
It did get canned. Do you want to try it?
Yeah, I'm down.
Okay, give me a second. Let me go.
No worries.
I'll grab
I'll jump into some headlines while you do that. Thank you, sir. Just got a notification. Matt Olson just he hit 41 today, and now he hit 42 home runs. We'll jump into the headlines here real quick while he goes and does that. Some college football realignments going on. Oregon and Washington going to the Big Ten. So that's official. There's been talks about Stanford and Cal going to the ACC. The team I'm worried about the most, and I feel like the team that everybody's sleeping on is Oregon State. I feel like Oregon State with DJ Uiagalelei is going to be really good. I feel like sometimes you just need to change the scenery. Sometimes you need to change the scenery. You need to, get out of where you're at, get out of your own head. And sometimes that fresh start can really jumpstart somebody. So I feel like they're going to do well. And also, there's about less than 50 baseball games left. Are you an Angel fan, Josh?
I'm an Angel fan per se. Like if I had to pick a baseball team,
okay,
that's who I'll go watch.
Yeah.
Baseball is not.
I know hockey's your thing.
Yeah. I try to do, like I said, Jimmy. Baseball is Jimmy's thing. So
okay.
I know Jimmy loves baseball. I know he played a long time, so that's the thing. But yeah, I don't mind going to games. But,
who doesn't love going to like today? Veto's dragging me to a Dodger game. I know, blasphemy. The Braves aren't playing, but everybody's probably listening. They're like, "What? But I'm not going to wear any Braves stuff. I'm going to wear the Braves minor league hat, so you doesn't have anything.
They know what it is.
Yeah, they won't know what it is. And then probably a brewery shirt. So on a blue, I'll make it a blue brewery shirt, so it kind of matches.
Undercover.
Oh yeah, but yeah, with only 50 games left, it's like, man, I really thought after the deadline the Angels were going to be a lot better than what they are. But
I know they made moves. I mean,
they made a ton of moves.
They made moves, but it hasn't helped them.
Yeah,
I mean, what sucks. That's why Ohtani is going to be, which I think is going to devastate.
Oh yeah,
it's going to devastate the market over here for the Angels.
And I'm sorry, Dodger fans. I just don't want him to go to the Dodgers. I mean, I know that's probably a foregone conclusion, but I just really don't want that to happen. But if it happens, it is what it is. We'll see.
At least we'll be able to be able to watch them locally. So.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Freeway Series will be a lot more fun.
Yeah, and you know what? We're only because when does the preseason start for hockey? It's like usually early October, right? Or late September.
No, preseason is, I want to say,
is it late September or mid September?
I think it's mid September.
Yeah,
no, it's mid, but because the October 13th, I think.
Oh yeah,
off the season.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, because the Kings play the Avs in crypto whatever arena.
Yeah, they're gonna go. I want to say it's like we're a couple weeks out. I mean, preseason football just started this week. Once this week. So I want to say, because I'm not pulling it up here, but yeah, it should be in a couple weeks. Preseason hockey will at least start.
Yeah,
which will be great
for sure. So, I'm going to ask you. I don't think I asked you on this show because I know obviously we're both big hockey guys. What's your favorite hockey movie?
Favorite hockey movie? Miracle.
Oh, it's such a good one.
Yeah, Miracle on It. I mean, that movie it's a good movie.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy about that movie? Like the rewatchabilities on it is fantastic, but. Doesn't that movie feel like it's like 4 hours long, but it's only 2 hours long?
It does. It feel the story. The plus side is it does feel longer in the sense like it's a good story going through.
Oh yeah,
but the time flies.
It does fly.
Because the other night, actually, I was watching our night. It was my nighttime movie.
Yeah,
and I was like to 11:30. I'm like, I was gonna put it on, fall asleep, and then I watched the whole thing. I was like, why did I do this? So, but Miracle is probably my favorite. I like Mystery Alaska though too.
No, that's my
Mystery
favorite.
Alaska is pretty. That's a really good movie as well.
Yeah.
So.
And I love because I'm at the Saturday game, that whole aspect of, them playing a mystery and then the Rangers going up there and then playing pond hockey. And they're like, oh, nobody can beat us on a pond. He's like in an NHL, rink, they'll beat us, but on a pond, we can take them. And I love how the Austin Powers,
Michael Myers.
Yeah, Michael Myers when he does that complete flip. The first part of the game when he does the halftime or not the halftime show, but during the periods, he's just like, these kids are done. I don't even know why they showed up. And then he's like, you know what? I love these kids. And he just flip flops throughout the whole movie, and it's so good. But yeah, I think that's. As much as I love Miracle, I even have I got my brother 1 year for Christmas. I got a McClanahan jersey. I got my brother Rosioni And then I got my other buddy O'Callahan, like the Team USA jerseys.
That's cool.
Yeah. So if we have a hockey night, I'll show up in either that or my Nate McKinnon jersey.
We'll have some hockey nights here. We're gonna plan some stuff. Things will come through here real quick. I think duck season we're trying to get a partnership with somebody in here soon. Which soon we have it done, we'll announce it. Okay. But we are working, which will hopefully promote us a lot more for any of the events here locally in Anaheim, for whether it be the Honda Center or Angel Stadium. But hockey will be going pretty well here, I think, this season, which I'm excited for. I think it's going to be a fun season for the Ducks. So anyone's a Ducks fan out there, I mean, they're not making playoffs, but anyone that says they are.
But they got some kids. I mean, they got some kids now, I feel like.
They do. They like I said, they put some pieces together. The kids are going to be fun. I just don't, like I said, my personal opinion is Colorado did the 5-year rebuild. 5 years, they win. Based on how they did stuff, kind of see how the Ducks doing things, I feel we're like in between year 2 and 3 what Colorado did. Yeah. But it's still going to be a few more years before they actually are going to be contenders. I mean, they have to, a couple of them need to gain some weight.
Oh, for sure. I felt the same way about the Kings a few years ago when people were like, "Oh, the Kings are trash." I was like, "Dude, but look at what they did. They made all the they're like, oh, they traded everybody, all the veterans and stuff like that." I was like, "Yeah, but they're slowly building up." I was like, "Give them a couple of years," but I think they're kind of ahead of schedule.
Oh yeah, they're ahead of us. So I mean, which I hate saying that, but they are ahead of us. But I mean, they have a good farm. They're kids,
AHL and all that sort of stuff.
They've been building up their kids. They build up their rosters and. They're doing good. We just, unfortunately, Ducks have been in chaos, my personal opinion, the last couple of years.
And they just hired the new coach.
Yeah, I forget the guy from Boston. I was actually listening to Ducks Game Day podcast. We're actually working with them. So he posted a video for another podcast. He was talking, and I like the way he talks. Like, I mean, he's very straightforward, very blunt. Yeah. But I mean, even knowing him from Boston, that's kind of how they are. But I think the kids that we have, they're going to need that because, like I said, I like Zegras, but he's kind of immature. He really
Trevor,
is.
Yeah.
So hopefully,
he's uber talented, but yeah.
Oh yeah, he needs to get an ass whooping, and hopefully, I think this coach actually can do it. And based on the fact that he's met with them, they've been talking he's already said he's kind of not been mean about it, but he's gone to him like, why didn't you do this stuff? Like, I'm going to hold you responsible. Like, I'm not in for this whole new coach, new me thing. He's all, I've seen what you did, and he's all, I know what you do. So he's all, we're going to talk. So I'm excited to see what he can do. Yeah. So.
And on any team, you have to make sure the players have bought in. Like they, if you don't have, like if players haven't bought in, then that chemistry isn't there. Like
it won't work at all.
Things are just going to fall apart.
100%.
Yeah. Should we crack open that? Is it Chica Fresa?
So the Chica Fresa. This is our strawberry lemonade.
She reminds me of almost like strawberry shortcake. The little
that's what we're going for. So originally when we were playing with this, we're going strawberry shortcake / we're gonna go hookups like the old skateboard company. Yeah. But then we try to tone it down a little bit just because don't want to go overboard.
Yeah, I get it.
But it's definitely a strawberry shortcake, and plus the Chica Fresa is going to be a series of different sours. Yeah. So the plan is the next one to cherry. So it's like when we're playing with this, I was like, let's strawberry shortcake's perfect for this. But they have all the fruit characters. So if we build our own, draw them out, which Mike has done for us. Like we're gonna have a different character on each can.
Definitely.
And it plays well.
Dude, and I love when you can get a sour that's clear. Like, and it's like, it doesn't have to be like, like you're pouring a fruit. Into
like
glass.
We get smooth sour, like like I love wild barrel sours, but
so do I.
They're not clear. They're pretty, but they do have a lot of flavor on them. But.
Oh yeah, they pack a punch, and that's what they would say. Like if you putting like even like on the nutty sauce, the new one, if you're putting coconut on there, I fucking better taste the coconut, and clearly, it does.
Cheers! Cheers!
Oh, they're wizards over there.
It's super light and refreshing. Like it's very easy to drink.
And it has that tart, but it's not like overly tart where you like a warhead where you're like squeezing your face together.
Yeah, like I said, it's not going to bite. That was a big thing we said. The sours was a lot of sours. You get them, they'll kick you in the back of the jaw.
Yeah, and you can feel it.
You don't want to drink a ton of it. Like this, we kind of made it to be the beer. Like it's a sour they can drink during the summer.
100%.
And the cool part about this, ABV is 7% on this.
So it'll get you there.
Yeah. So it was a good combination. This was one of Jimmy's. This is something Jimmy really wanted to do. So we did the first variant, which was like R&D, which was just straight lemonade.
Yeah.
And then now we did the strawberry lemonade. And like I said, it's killer. So like I said, this actually just, like I said, we just canned this out on the other day. This is the one we're releasing officially today at 3:00.
Awesome.
So it'll be on there. Like I said, Monday, if anybody, if you're not local, we can ship anywhere in California.
Yeah. I mean, if I ship to somebody else somewhere, it'll be fine. But we'll figure it out. No, but this is freaking delicious, brother. This is good.
Yeah, I'll let Jimmy know. So he'll be excited. Like he's been.
Yeah, he walked by earlier when I was setting up in here in the cellar. Oh, I guess this is a cellar room, right?
Yeah, kind of barrel room. Yeah.
And he walked by. He's like, "Oh, don't mind me. I'm just gonna come in and yell out, fuck off, or whatever. Yell off like expletives." I was like, "You got it, Jimmy. Whatever you want, brother."
Yeah, he likes to goof around.
He's fucking hilarious. Like he did, like all of you guys, like the three of you guys together. Like I said earlier, and I'm not trying to just harp on that, but you three together, like it just makes for gold, like a comedic gold. I feel like because you guys play off each other so well. Like, and you guys are obviously clearly friends, and like you said, how like sometimes you can work with people, and it's just like, oh well, those are my work friends.
Work friends, yep.
But you can clearly see like that camaraderie or that brotherhood that you guys have.
Yeah, and it's been great. Like it's been, for me personally, I enjoyed it a lot just because I said, last few years I've been doing just my own thing. I work with my family. I love my family, but it's not the same as having actual like your work friends, people you're building stuff with on that avenue. And like I said, here we've been able to do it. So it's been fun. Like I said, and what the best thing is, like I said, we have great friendship. And we get to enjoy, make beer, have a good time, get to drink, go do festivals, and do all the good stuff.
And that's the thing; they're like, not to make another hockey reference, but they're your teammates. It's like those are the guys you'll drop the gloves for.
Yes, 100%. So we're all in here together. Can't forget Cam. So I don't think you met. Have you met Cam yet?
I know I met Cam once. Does he have not longer hair, but he does have
kind of like the reddish, kind of has a bigger beard.
Yeah. I've met Cam.
Cam's been a great team member. Like he's been with us for a little bit now, and he's been because I don't think he was here yet when you came over here. So it's been a couple months now. Yeah,
the last time I saw him the first time I met him was the event that you had here for like when Louis came down, like the Hardyhood guys came down.
Oh yeah, we had that was end of May, right?
Yeah, I think it was May.
So Cam just came on that time. So, but he's been an awesome fit right in with us, and we've been having a good time with him. So hopefully, and maybe next time we'll have him here. Awesome. He's fun to mess around with, and he'll talk shit. And
I'm always down. And when's the anniversary again?
Good question. We haven't actually set it down for what we're gonna do for the anniversary here yet.
Because I'm totally down to come down and record.
Once I know, I gotta talk with Steve and find out what he wants to do exactly. And once we know, then we'll make some announcement. Everyone's been asking, "Are we gonna do anything this year?" And I'm like, I gotta see because I'm always
It's in the works. We'll figure it out. Yeah.
But I will actually something because I know you love wrestling.
Yeah.
So it's not 100% yet. We're gonna. I'm not gonna get too excited, but we'll know hopefully in the next 2 weeks. But October 14th, we might have a wrestling event here.
All right, I'm here. Yeah. So, I have the old Winged Eagle title. I have it in my trunk.
Yeah. So we have where's the thing on it? I'm trying to see if I have my information on it, but we've been talking, meeting behind doors, and they've been. If we can get this done with the city, it's going to be a big event. But they're bringing awesome. A full slot. So it's their small family like wrestling group. They're here in SoCal. They're called Relentless Pro Wrestling.
I'm down.
So they do stuff at the Legion Club. I think actually, next weekend they have something going on Saturday. They asked me to come check it out. So I've seen the videos, but they're a great family. Oh yeah, cool. So hopefully everything goes well. October 14th, we're gonna have literally out in the parking lot, full size wrestling ring match.
Fucking
everything.
Sweet. Yeah, and I'll tell all my buddies because we're all wrestling guys, so we'll totally come down and freaking watch. So.
Yeah, that's what I was like. When we talked more this weekend, like I said, the city asked for a few more things. We're sending stuff out Tuesday. So hopefully, like I said, if it goes through, I was waiting to tell you.
Yeah,
well,
fingers crossed.
Love this.
Yeah, fingers freaking crossed because I want to see that. But yeah, this has been fun, and thanks for being on the intro. And obviously, you and I have talked a little bit. We may have some other stuff going on. We'll talk about that later. but like, it's always fun coming down here.
Yeah,
like,
and
you guys are super hospitable. So. Like, like, and just like I said, it feels like a family here. And like, if I can like maybe get in like into the family picture just a little bit, then I'm good with that, because I just love coming down and hanging out with you guys.
I do. We like you coming down here too. Like I said, you've been super supportive. You helped us out, like, promoting things we do, reposting things. And like I said, anyone that works with us, it helps out a lot, and we love it. And like I said, I personally don't take it for granted. I don't think anyone on the team takes it for granted. It's always, it's good stuff.
Yeah. And that's why I love doing it. Like, I mean, I love pushing your guys' stuff, because I mean, you guys work, all of you guys work your ass off to try to make Noble even bigger than what it is. I mean, anytime I talk to somebody, like, oh yeah, I've been a Noble, or, stuff like that. But you guys continue to, to keep on pushing through. And I feel like that's like, those are the kind of people that you want to promote. You want them to promote that, that just that work ethic and that, and everything that you guys do. I'm rambling. So
you're good, man. Like I said, I appreciate it. Like I said, we're good. We love having you here. And like I said, you're always welcome here anytime you want to come in. Sure. That's why I always hit you up when we got new beers. I'm like, hey, want to try them? Come on over.
Down.
Let's try them out. So
always down. So I know you guys have a few other ones, but I'll try it. I'm going to have those on the intro next week.
Okay.
But thanks for being on with me.
Thank you for having me on here.
Yeah. And so I'm going to start the interview. Like I said, I will put the timestamp in the description. You get rid of listen to Dany Lopez. She's awesome. Super cool. She talks about how she kind of like, she thought that she had a recipe down and then kind of didn't realize she put something else in something or in another batch. So it was, I can't remember what she called it, but it was just like a happy accident kind of beer. So stay tuned for that, guys, and stay tuned for the outro. All right, guys, welcome back to the Tap Room. I am your host, Mike. I am here with Dany Lopez over here at Congregation Ale House in Azusa, California. Not too far from Louis Liquor. You guys have multiple locations, right? You have Azusa, Pasadena, and Long Beach?
And Santa Ana.
Four locations. That was off.
So, get excited, guys. I think this is probably our smallest one just because it looks big, but capacity-wise, because we have the tanks and brew house and everything, takes away that space for the most part. But trying to remember which one is our biggest one, but I think this is our smallest location. But this is the OG one.
Okay, so it's the original? Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. It's a cool looking spot. I like the decor, and I like, just like some of like the exposed like beams and stuff like that. It almost look like I don't know how to describe it. Almost like lofty, like in a way, like how you have like the almost like vaulted ceilings. Yeah, that's really cool in here.
Yeah.
How you said how long have you been with Congregation?
3.5 months now.
Okay.
Or so. Feels longer, but about 3.5 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're the head brewer?
Yeah.
And that happened recently too. Obviously within the last few months.
Oh yeah. Yes. Correct. Yeah.
Were you pretty excited?
It's been a roller coaster for sure.
I bet.
Yeah.
And when it comes to like all of that, like, because you started and you obviously become the head brewer, were they brewing here before that, or what were they? Because I don't know. My Roberto, we're talking about her. She said that they didn't know that they brewed here before.
Yeah, there was beer processing here or beer making has been like on and off.
Okay.
But I'm not too familiarized because I haven't been here into this location in years. So I have kind of forgotten about it. And it wasn't until before I started, it was brought to my attention this location that I forgot. I'm like, oh, it exists because when I used to work at other breweries, sometimes we would bring our beers here and stuff like that. And I knew the OGs of the brewery that used to work here, and now they work at other breweries. So it's just kind of getting familiarized again to the facility.
Awesome. And what did you do before you came here? Were you working at other breweries? Or?
Yeah. So this is my 5th brewery that I worked at now.
Oh, nice.
So I was at Last Name before.
Okay.
And then before that, I was at Rabbit's, which is a non-alcoholic brewery facility. And they don't have like a tap room or anything like that yet, of what I remembered. And then before that was Evans. And then the original place where I started my whole my life in the beer world was Sanctum, which is unfortunate. RIP. I was there for 4.5 years, so like that's where my whole beer journey started. And I had a lot of people there help me get to where I am now.
Okay, that's cool. And Evans, is that Corona?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I remember talking to one of their head brewers, but I can't remember his name for the life of me.
Which one? Well, Brian is the head brewer there.
I think I think it was Brian.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was him. Yeah. Because
yeah.
I posted one of their beers. I want to say it was like a honeycomb something.
Okay.
A couple months ago, and he was like, "Oh man, that's cool." I was like, "Well, if I'm ever in Corona, you want to do the show?" So we might do something down the road.
Yeah. Cool.
Well, that's awesome. So how long have you been just brewing and just brewing? Because I know you just became the head brewer here, but were you brewing at the other places prior?
Yes. So at Sanctum, I think the last year that I was there, I was really involved in the whole brewing process part-time. So I was just helping, taking over as much as I could. I was developing my own recipes also, but in small batches, what you would call like home brewing.
Yeah.
And I had the opportunity to move on, and that's when I went to Evans, and I became an assistant brewer there, and that's how my beer journey started.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really, really cool. So was craft beer something you were kind of always into, or was it just something that, a job just happened to have just by sheer happenstance, or how did that all work out?
Yeah. I mean, it's always funny to see because it's like there's so many stories out there how people started in the beer world, and you don't do it for the money. So I see people that I'm like, if you want to make money, don't do it.
Yeah.
But you make more money as a beer tender. No, but I just think, to me, I was a pharmacy technician before. So when I started at Sanctum, it was a part-time gig. I still had my day job, and then I would work a couple of days out of the week in the tap room. And I did that for like a while until I decided to, you know what, I want to work here full time. It was super close to my house, so it was convenient. I started to hate that job that I had because there was like no future, and I was like, you know what, it wouldn't hurt.
Yeah.
And then that's how I started getting more involved. But I did like the craft beer scene, and when I started, it wasn't like how it is now. We're talking about like maybe 9 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, if you could see the difference from those 9 years, big chunk of difference. And before I moved to where I was at, I was living in Echo Park at one point. And when I would go to LA, like if you go to downtown LA during that time, we're talking another like 11 years ago, maybe more. And you didn't see what you see now. It's just crazy. So I was always like looking for places, bars or beer pubs where they had good craft beer, because I love traditional beer styles.
Okay.
And now it's funny. Before you could find them everywhere, and now you can't find them anywhere. It's hard. You got to go to like a specific brew or like brew pub or whatever. You know, where can I find a Belgian double? You're not gonna find it at a regular brewery.
Yeah.
So that's how kind of like when I started, and then I thought getting more involved with me implementing my ideas and my culture into the beer.
That's awesome. And what are you brewing currently? Like, do you have you said you had a lager going in?
Yeah. So I had 4 beers in the tanks, and right now I transferred a quotation marks Mexican lager.
Oh, there you go.
Yes, I always get so much like crap about this, or a lot of hate might respond, but it's like there's no such thing as Mexican lagers, guys.
Yeah.
And so, but it's just to give what people want. I'm actually trying to trace back when that started. Like, when did you start calling lagers Mexican?
Yeah.
And but I made a Mexican lager, and I think it's because I'm Mexican, that's why I could call it that.
Yeah.
But I right now I had 2 lagers. I made an amber, and I have a tropical IPA. Is like what I like to call it. It's really hazy IPA.
Yeah.
But I just add tropical because that's really what you're gonna get out of a hazy IPA. A lot of times,
for sure.
They're usually more on the tropical notes and stuff like that. So.
Super floral and that sort of stuff too.
And right now, future wise, I'm looking into making like a honey beer.
Okay.
And I would love to make a goza, I can never say it right.
Yeah.
But give it like that margarita aftertaste.
Okay.
From it, because of the salt that I can implement in there.
Yeah.
So stuff like that. I'm always trying to like think of but I'm also trying to prepare myself. Pumpkin season is right around the corner. I know. Which I absolutely hate.
It's funny too. Like I've been seeing lately, like all the memes are like, but summer's not over yet. And it's like they're showing all the pumpkin ales or, pumpkin stouts or whatever in the in the cold boxes or whatever. I was like, oh, not yet. It's like summer's not over. It's only the beginning of August.
I'll probably be late on the game for sure.
No,
I'm so stubborn.
That's all right. It'll be right on time. Actually, everybody's just always ahead. So
yeah.
So you've been. Do you remember the first one you ever brewed, or first type of style you ever brewed?
I brewed a stout.
Okay.
That's the first time, so I kept it very simple.
Yeah.
Because certain styles like that, it's hard to mess up.
Oh yeah.
So, and I think it was a 5-gallon batch that I made, just to test it out. Stouts are my favorite beers. A lot of people are not like, there's not favorite, but a lot of people think that because of the color and everything, it's going to be very heavy.
Yeah, and strong, they always say.
Oh, yeah. And I'm just like, okay, Guinness, for the most part, a lot of times it's like less than 5%.
Yeah, it's like 4.5.
And it's not, and it's not even heavy beer.
Yeah.
It's more like it gives, you could get more full. A lot of times when that happens, it's because there's more ingredients in it. And a lot of times they use like oats.
Yeah.
And so that's why like oatmeal, like if you eat oatmeal, it's going to fill you up and you feel satisfied.
Oh,
so I
for
think
sure.
that's what it is. But necessarily like it's a very rich beer, but not necessarily because it's high ABV or, overall. But I think it's a very pleasant. Has high protein, guys, in it. If you ever, like if you after a workout you want to have like, instead of protein shake, you just have a beer.
Sounds like I got the okay to drink after working out, but I don't really work out, so I'll just drink the stout. That'll be my workout, my curls.
Yeah.
So stouts and Belgians, those are kind of your favorite styles?
Yeah, just overall, just any traditional beers that, really show the beer for what it is. You're not hiding anything. And what I mean is that a lot of beers that are made, people just make them, but not to the true style. A lot of times they have to throw so much in there. Like for instance, in order for me to know what kind of brewer you are or what kind of, if you're a good brewery, if you can make a solid lager, then I know you're doing something right. You really know how to brew. And a lot of people I get hate for saying that a lot of times, but in reality it's true because you can't, it's such a simple beer in a way, but you can't hide from it because it's only one grain, one hop, the yeast, and that says a lot.
Yeah.
So when you're making beers that you have like 16 ingredients in there or whatever it is and you hide it with who knows what.
Yeah.
Like to me that doesn't say much because anybody could do that.
Oh, for sure.
So
yeah, and I kind of feel the same way on that same thing because a lot of times, at least before, like when I wasn't say when I was younger, but maybe like a year ago, I'll go to different breweries and I'll get like, and I'll be like, oh, I'll try their hazy. But like now I'm like, man, I'm not saying I don't like hazes. I do. I do enjoy them. But now I'm like, if I go to a brewery, I'm like, all right, I want something crispy, like, or I'll get like, I want to like, a lager. Like, I'll always try either their Pilsner or their lager first.
Yeah.
Because if those are good, odds are the rest of their beer is probably pretty good.
Crispy boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are my jam right now.
Yeah.
Anything
like beer.
Yeah, sorry. I get excited about it. But yeah, anything like that is just, because it's like you said, it's kind of like a traditional one too, where it's like not, too crazy. Belgians, I do like sometimes, but sometimes like the doubles, I'm like, woo.
Oh yeah, definitely. You're gonna party hard after that.
Oh yeah. Do you like wild ales?
No, anything that I'm traumatized with sours or anything like, and that's, I can have, I can never pronounce it. Berliner Weiss.
Oh, Berliner Weiss.
Yeah. I'll have those from time to time because it reminds me of a alcoholic beverage of some sort, a cocktail.
Yeah.
And a little bit, but I went to a bottle share of sours, never again.
Yeah.
You guys want to get cleansed?
Yeah.
Go to a bottle share of sours. And let me tell you, like at my age, if you do that, make sure first of all, if they have more than one restroom.
Okay.
And, but other than that, I'm like, I don't know how people, like, why would you do that to yourself? And if you're able to do that at my age, I want to know, like, genetics wise, because there's just no way you could drink those sours. Like, even just thinking about it, my mouth goes like, ugh. Like, no, I can't. It's just, I know, and the thing is that sometimes depending on there's just like crazy amount of probiotics in there that are just gonna mess you up. Like, and people forget about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, no, I'm never again.
Yeah, I like some sours. I feel like sours on the brewing side have gotten better. Like the ones that I can't really drink anymore, are like the slushies. Like I tried when they first came out, but I would be able to have like that much.
Yeah.
And that's it. It's like after that, I'm done. Like I can't have anymore. It's not there. I don't know. It's just weird. It has a weird consistency for me. And I'm such a texture person that it's like, it just throws me bad.
I like it simple. I like to know what I'm drinking. Like I said, right now, Pilsners and Lagers all the way.
Yeah.
I hate it when people try to like, I don't know if you ever remember brewed IPAs. Like, it's such a funny style to me now, thinking about it. When that came out, it was like the hype.
Yeah.
And then people had to come in and mess it up.
Yeah.
Oh, a double IPA. No, a triple IPA. No,
Yeah.
a quadruple milkshake.
Yeah.
IPA. And I'm like, come on, man. Like, let it be. I hate it when people like ruin a style. And it's just like, why do you guys have to do that? Like, just leave it alone. Like, make up another style. And I've been seeing that now more than ever.
Yeah.
I made up my own style accidentally.
Oh, yeah.
When I started, I made a hybrid. So it was supposed to be a blonde ale.
Okay.
So I made a blonde. The everything before, entering into the fermenter was right. And I threw it into the fermenter. Didn't pay attention on the yeast that I received.
Yeah.
It was like the liquid yeast.
Oh.
I added it was meant for a hazier type of like IPA yeast. So it's tropical.
Yeah.
I threw it and it didn't hit me until like after I did it, I was looking at the bag and I was like, wait a second. This is not dry ale yeast. And I was, what? And then I was just like, I tried to go back and forth. How do I save this? So I made a beer style. So if I see it out there, I made it first.
Yeah.
It's just like blonde hybrid with IPAs. Like it's a blonde IPA. And it's like, but it came out good. And I first was going to dump it. Like many brewers of us, I'm going to hate myself for saying this, but put fruit in it.
Yeah.
And save it. And because it was already tropical. It didn't smell bad. It didn't taste bad.
Yeah.
But you couldn't like figure out what you were your palate was so confused. I was so confused testing out this beer. And another brewer of mine just told me, another friend of mine, told me just add fruit and just make sure like it just blends well. Yeah. And then that's how it did. And it just worked out. And it was one of our best selling beers.
Dang.
Like both of them did well. And I did 2 batches of this. As it was the same style because I wanted to play with it and see what I need to do. And I was like, okay, but stuff like that will happen.
There you go. So it's like a blonde tropical hazy.
Yeah, I should submit that. Like, but I'm like, if I was submitting in a competition, everybody's gonna be like, "What is this?"
Yeah,
and I'm like, I intentionally wanted to do that.
Yeah,
but yeah,
that's crazy. Oh,
but it's one of those things. Like when you make you make a mistake, I guess, but in reality, it turned out to be great.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, thank God we didn't have to dump like 20 barrels of this. I was like, because of fruit. And then I'm like, I hopefully it works out because like fruit puree, it's not, cheap. So it's so expensive. I'm like, please work out. So I don't have to dump you. That's
awesome though. I mean, that sounds like cool. Like, because a lot of times like seeing things that just happen by mistake are like the best ones. So it's like, that's really cool. Mm-hmm. All right, so we got a couple beers here. We'll try the first one. This one you said is Mango Naso?
Yeah, that's a Mango Naso.
Okay, what's the ABV on this one?
Huh?
What's the ABV on this one?
I think that was 5.1. No. 5.6.
5.6? Yeah. Okay, there you go. That's solid. That'll get you there.
And the 5.3. I should know the same. I've been keeping my beers like within 5 point something.
Okay.
The first beer that I'm making right now, the tropical IPA, will be like 7.8.
Yeah. Okay.
About 7.8.
Oh, that's perfect. This is really good.
Thank you.
I really enjoy this.
To be brutally honest, it's not gonna cry.
Oh no, not at all. It's light and it's refreshing too.
Okay.
Yeah. It's really.
And that was my mistake.
Yeah. It is.
Yeah, I should have got called it that.
Yeah. No.
Try my mistake, guys.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure people would be like, I gotta try that. I gotta try and see. Let's see how bad it is.
Yeah. Look at Dany's mistake.
Yeah. That's a way to market something. I'm like, you gotta try. You want to have the worst burrito, and people are like, I gotta try that. See how bad it is.
That's probably true. That's delicious, though.
Yeah.
So I did want to ask you too, because we talked about when you were brewing and everything like that, and how you said there's not a ton of money in the on the brewing, when you work for a brewery or a craft brewery or stuff like that, when you're starting out or anything like that, but just the passion that you were talking about earlier, how how passionate you have to be passionate about this business to be to want to stay in it, right? Because when you're having to clean the tanks, every time I talk to a brewer, they're like, yeah, man, love it, but it's mostly cleanup, right?
Yeah, definitely.
You're cleaning up most of the time, and then for then you finally get to enjoy it at the end, right?
Oh yeah, you're a glorified janitor. That's how I see it. Yeah, someone told me that, and to me, it's like the old timers. I call them that, like people that have been in the industry just as long as I've been or longer.
Yeah,
it's like you're not jaded. It's just that you become realistic.
Yeah,
You have the passion, but you also are aware of what it really is.
yeah,
And it's like you have your fun moments, but a lot of people have like when people want to be in the industry, they have a certain mentality of what it could be, and it's not. So I just tell people like test it out, don't quit your day job. Like if you people that ask me, I'm brutally honest with them. But at the same time, like test it out, but see if it's for you.
yeah,
Because a lot of people that are in the industry or want to be in the industry, it doesn't pay that much
yeah,
unless you work for the big guys.
yeah.
And it's out there, but it's not what it used to be when it comes to being in the industry or wanting to get in. It was like trying to be part of like a cool gang,
Yeah,
like, oh yeah, I'm a brewer, show off, see.
yeah,
And as I get older, like, wherever I go, I don't like, oh yeah, I'm a brewer. I identify myself like
yeah,
go somewhere. You don't know who I am,
Yeah.
I'm that kind of person that hides in the bushes, like,
yeah,
don't tell anybody I make beer.
yeah,
I'm like working like 40 plus hours. The last thing I want to do is sit down and talk about it. But like right now, I just want to sit here and drink my beer. That's
Yeah.
all I want to do. So kind of like I have my days like that, but I'm not always like that.
Yeah.
You guys can approach me. I'm not going to be like mean,
Yeah, it's all good. I reached out to you and you were like, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Like, we were able to, to chit chat a little bit and, make this happen. So, I mean, this is fun for me. Like, I get to like, pull the curtain back, be able to see like, what you guys do and stuff like that. So this is, I think I tell everybody, this is like my therapy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's like, I love my job. I do. There are days we all get stressed out. We all have bad days at our job, but when I can do this, like, even though this keeps me busy all the time, it still doesn't feel that way. It doesn't feel like I'm working. Like it feels like I can come and hang out and, have a beer and have a genuine conversation. And to me, that's what this is. Yeah. This whole thing is for me.
Yeah, I definitely, sometimes I'm like, I wanted to start like my own like a talk show kind of thing, but like a venting, like, like, and kind of like a New Jersey accent. Like,
that would be hilarious.
And I'm just like, just bashing. Cause I tell people like, being in the industry, you have to have thick skin.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot that you have to take, especially as a woman, being in the industry. I don't consider myself a feminist, like, because, my mentality is still very old school, my culture, like how I was raised, it has a certain way, and more, women, yes, like, yeah, we can do it all, whatever, and that's great. But I don't like to belittle anybody else wherever you go.
Yeah.
And there's always opportunities for anybody to go in anything.
Yeah.
But because, as women, we're not born as like, we have our strength, but we know where our strength is.
Yeah.
And we weren't built physically like to do this type of labor.
Mm-hmm.
And so to me, I always tell people like, it's not like you can't do it. It's like, I've seen grown men not being able to do what I do, but it's because you have to, your body has to get used to it, just like anything else.
Oh, for sure.
So it's like, if you don't know how to lift, if you never worked out and you go work out, what's going to happen? It's like, it's the same thing with any type of, if you've never done it, it takes time for your muscles and everything else to kind of get used to it, build that type of like physique to be able to do it. People look at me and they think that I can't even probably pick up 20 pounds.
Yeah.
But it takes time, and it was hard for me because I had to like, and my bosses at the time, he was like, if you really want to do it, you're going to have to prove yourself that you can. Like I would have to split the bag in half in order for me to like mill in.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't lift a 65 pound, 55 pound bag over my shoulder. Now I could like lift the bag like over and over again,
there you go,
up a ladder and then stack things. Like you see me and everybody's like, what the heck?
I probably couldn't do that. I mean, I don't work out. So, I mean, I lift up beers. That's about it into my mouth.
And it's like, to me, it's like, the thing is that I'm only strong at work.
Yeah.
I've gone to Home Depot with my husband and he's like, oh, it's like lifting like something. I'm like, are you going to pay me for that? Cause once I leave my job, like, that's it. I'm like, I'm not doing any heavy lifting.
Yeah.
And for some reason it's funny. I even struggle opening a jar of pickles. Like I was like, what the heck, man? I see myself do some crazy stuff and I can't even and the thing is that sometimes that's the only thing I don't like about our brew house. We don't have rakes when I'm mashing in.
Yeah.
So it really literally feels like I'm at my mom's kitchen in the middle of the summer making pozole with like the big thing cazuela that I'm in there. I'm like sweating my ass off and I'm just like mixing and I'm like, man, I feel like this is like if my grandma would see this, it's like, oh, this would be your dream. Like, oh, we could feed the whole village.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but it would be awesome. But that's the only thing about when, it's very manual.
Yeah.
The brew house. I've been spoiled before having all these like high tech stuff on the but it's a good workout and I don't have to go to the gym. So I mean I can't complain.
There you
go. There's pros and cons in being in the industry and you just hold on to more I try to focus on the pros more than the cons a lot of times.
Sure.
If not, then I wouldn't be sitting here with you talking.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So yeah.
I'm the same way because I feel like especially like the way the world is today, you got to just try to stay positive. Yeah. There's so much negativity out there. It's just if you can stay a little positive and just kind of do your thing.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm just like, to me, at the end of the day, it's just beer. It's really just beer. And,
it's good hef.
Oh, thank you. I just like, to me, I'm just a lot of time when I'm making things or I'm doing the whole beer thing, I'm just like, let's see, there we go. Like, I'm not like so technical, like super like strict and every little thing. Like I'm not, I'm a perfectionist where I think it matters, but overall I try just to have fun with it. And, because it's like, how was beer done 100 years ago?
Yeah.
And it wasn't nothing like all technical pH, guys.
Yeah.
Like it has to be exactly 5.4.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's like, what's going to happen if it's 5.6? It's not there's a beer that I made and it was at 5.7, the pH.
Yeah.
Beer was fine. It survived. I mean, there's little things like that I just like, oh, you didn't check this, or do you have that fancy like little toy? I'm like, we didn't have that a long time ago. And, and we were I'm even thinking about in the 1960s, like beer wise.
Of course.
So, and there were solid beers. I mean, they weren't craft beer how it is now, but, it's like, I appreciate Coors Banquet, and stuff like that. So I tell people, like, if you're over analyzing it, perfect. There's beers that the first brewery that I was at, we won a JBF award and we didn't have any fancy toys and we made a Hellas lager.
Oh, okay.
And we won silver for that. And I was like, so to me, I'm like, I'm looking at the other ones like big brewery guys, and I'll be like, oh yeah, what do you have to say about that? We didn't have any fancy toys.
Yeah.
We barely biofine.
Yeah.
Like we didn't have some centrifuge to clear the beer. Like we didn't use anything fancy.
Yeah.
And it's like, we just like, that was pretty much it. So I just tell people like, you can't overthink it. There's high-end breweries and you don't see them pooping like awards left and right.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's like centrifuge. What are you building, a rocket?
You have a pasteurizer? What? You're making milk? Like, okay.
Oh, that's funny. Speaking of brew, because I always ask any brewer, have you ever had a stuck mash before?
Oh, yes. I hate hazy. This is why I hate hazy IPAs or any heavy like stout beers. Like when you're trying to have like a really high ABV stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I mean, thank God for rice holes, but that could go so far. But that's like to me, I'm like, man, I don't like making like heavy, like crazy beers.
Yeah.
Just because like that you'll get a stuck mash because of that, but I hate it. And I had a dump. Like it was so bad one time that one of the breweries that I worked at, the stuck mash, it was so bad that like it wasn't even draining out.
Oh, wow.
That we literally had to open the door and everything just like gushed out. And that was a nightmare. I literally cried.
Probably.
Oh yeah, I was like in the corner crying. And I was like, can't like. Yeah. I was just. I was like, no, because I was just like, man, I don't want to clean this.
Yeah.
It took 6 people to be able to clear this out, and that took like maybe 3 hours just cleaning the floor. And I was like, should I call out tomorrow? But if I do, it'd be obvious. I need to mentally and physically just regroup.
Yeah. You're like, no, I'm not calling out because of what happened yesterday.
Yeah. I'm sick.
Oh man. That's yeah. I mean, I think we all have those days where we're like, you know what, fuck this day.
Yeah.
We're like, I'm not doing this anymore.
I mean, there's so many times that I vocalize, like, I'm quitting. That's it. I've had it.
Yeah.
I would like say that all the time. And it's like, oh, there goes Daniella again.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, everybody's like, you're not going to quit. Yeah. Or like, fire me. And it's like, no.
I dare you.
Yeah. I've had it up to here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm like, now I'm kind of like over it. Like, I have my days. I just have to like talk to myself.
Yeah.
And calm myself down. I don't have anybody here to do that. So I have to like talk to myself like a crazy person.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's okay. But
so you guys, I did want to ask you too, because for congregation, you guys are doing a remodel, you said?
Yeah, we're changing the image. We're getting rid of the whole religious thing.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure exactly what our goal is or what the vibe is going to be.
Yeah.
Technically, but hopefully more in the whole, because it says cocina, so it's kind of like a Mexican approach, and which is why I have named a lot of the beers, have a Mexican name. I try not to get too crazy because if I'm not here, there's no point. It's not entertaining to watch people that don't know how to speak Spanish or pronounce it, and I'm just like, I'm not gonna make it too complicated. I want to name a beer called La Güera Pistolera. But that's like going to be such a mouthful. Like, you were going to struggle.
Loera?
Yeah. Can I get wet?
And that's because I don't speak Spanish. But like I can pronounce words. I mean, because I've heard, when I was a kid, I always hear my grandma, pronouncing it, or the way my dad would pronounce it.
Yeah.
But it's funny though when you hear like my brothers or two of my brothers when they try to pronounce certain things, they're like, how do you know how to pronounce it like that? It's like, just listen to your dad order some food. Maybe you might know, but
Like, Guerra Pistolera. And I'm just like, I'm going to like put that on hold for now and see where, I was going to name one. We had to change it because I had issues with the fruit. I was going to call it La Chica Fresa with the strawberry that I was incorporating and stuff like that. So I just like, I don't try to get crazy. My boss is like, Annie, I'm sorry. It's just like, it's funny. But, like, I want to make another beer. At first I was going to call the half Plátano Macho. Okay. But the ABV wasn't going to be high enough. So I was like, for the style. So I was like, no, I'll just call it Con el Jefe.
Okay.
And we kept it simple. So we're just trying to figure out, like, names and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Name calling like a beer is actually not as easy as people think it is.
Oh, for sure.
It's pretty hard because you have to like search like, is that beer already exists? Is it somewhere out there in the market? Because if the beer does really well, then we have to do copyright or make sure there's like a lot of factors that fall into it.
Mm-hmm.
So because then at the end of the day, if you put so much money into it, now it doesn't work out.
Oh yeah.
Then it's like, oh man, that sucks.
So. Oh, for sure. Like my brother, like, when we were talking about or 2 can releases that two can artworks that he's doing, he would tell me like it has to be like, well, like no, I can't remember. Damn it! Now I had it and it's gone. I can't remember if he said it was like 20% different or 30% different than what the actual like intellectual property is in order to not get sued. So I have one I'll show you. It's actually, I think we're actually going to try some today. Of the beer, but he did the can artwork.
Oh, okay.
But I'll just say that, like, I mean, when it comes to the remodel, I mean, Ninja Turtles are kind of hot right now. So
yeah,
well,
the Barbie.
If you want to go Ninja Turtle theme, there you go.
Yeah, I made a glitter beer.
You made a glitter beer?
I made a glitter beer.
What was it, like a Rattler or a Rattler?
It was just a blonde. All I did is transfer the blonde into a keg because it's still just to test it out, and I called it La Muñeca instead of the Barbie.
Oh.
And then I was like, God, man, I think I overdid it with the glitter. I'm like, you're going to be shiny from the inside out. Yeah. Literally. And I was like, so if you see glitter, don't panic.
Yeah.
It's cool. Shine bright like a diamond, guys.
I was going to say, isn't that because my little niece, she watches that movie religiously. So it's like they looks like they shit glitter in that movie. So you can curse on the show if you want about it.
Well, I mean, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
No, it's to me, like I said, it's just beer, and people will judge you by what you make.
Yeah.
And a lot of times there's a lot of people that don't have a say in what they're making. They're just told what to make.
Yeah.
A lot of them, it's not the recipes and stuff like that. So to me, I have such liberty. I can do whatever I want.
That's awesome.
And there's pros and cons on that. Too much power comes great responsibility, guys.
Yeah, Spidey.
Yeah. It's like, I'm just like in the background, like, mwah.
Yeah.
You can't tell me anything. I'm like Kanye, like
Mr. Burns when he's like this, when he's doing the thing with his fingers.
Yeah, I'm just like, I mean, I have that mentality. I just don't try to let it get to my head. I just like to mess with people.
Yeah.
It's like, you're not making, I've said this before, you're not making like beer of gods. You know, it's just beer. Your beer is not special. I'm sorry. Like, it's like everybody's going to have something. I love that you have that mentality. Like, you have such pride in your product. But to me, I'm just like, it's beer,
Yeah.
But, if I have something that I really, truly like, I will, advertise it.
That's awesome.
So if you don't like it, you just tell me that break it down, because when people, I don't like the beer. Why? It tastes weird. Okay, well, I can't go buy. What does that mean? How does that help me?
Yeah,
it's weird. Your hair looks weird. How do you?
Yeah.
There's. Yeah, it's.
You can't please everybody, and you can only do what you can. Like, especially like I mentioned earlier about how like the way the world is now. It's like, I don't know. It's just so crazy out there. So just do you.
Yeah,
and that's all you really can do.
I totally agree. It's just. There's a lot out there to me. I just see it this way too. When it comes to beer, sometimes I tell people that when I go somewhere, a lot of people want my input. Like, what did you think of that brewery? Or what did you think about that? And I go, I'm not here to bash anybody. I only do it in like big corporate brewery places. I'll do that. But even then, I can't hate, because it's like, if you're in the craft beer scene, if you're also a small brewery, don't bash on other breweries, because you guys are on the same boat. And it's like, you're no better. Like, your beer might be solid, people are great, but don't make it across like, I make the best beer. I make the best pale ale, my IPA, this and that. The other brewery, I don't know what they're doing. I'm like, dude, like, really, what are you gonna gain by doing that? So
that's 100% how I feel when it comes to like going to breweries and stuff. Like, because I've had people reach out and like then they'd be like, oh, have you like do you just like every beer that you have there? I was like, no, I'll only order stuff that I actually like there. Like, I mean, I'll try the other stuff, but I'm not going to try that on the show because I don't know if I'm going to like it or not. But I'm also not going to like, I'm not going to tell like, well, I'm not going to try to ruin someone's livelihood. Like, that's like, why would I want? I'm not an asshole. I'm not going to, but never do something like that. But like when I usually go places, like if we go out to breweries or stuff like that, like I'll take my little mini microphone and we'll do like I call them bonus beer reviews. Which you probably heard on the show. But when I do that, like even I don't really like one of them. When we went to Helia, like love Helia, like I love that brewery, but she likes like guava and like passion fruit. I'm like, nope, not for me. Yeah, can't do it. Tastes like feet. Sorry. But when I have it, I'm just like I didn't review that one. I was like, I'm not gonna review that. Like, why would I do something like that? Like, I'm not gonna. I want to support everybody I can, and I want to support local and all that sort of stuff. So possible. All right. So before we do finish up, I just have a couple more things I want to ask you. Okay. This one's called Tales from the Tap Room. Do you have any funny like brewing stories or tap room stories?
My taproom stories is always like when I get hit on. Those are always fun. I'm just like thinking to myself, it's like, and I like to mess with them because I get bored and I have to entertain myself. And I've had one guy like wouldn't leave me alone, and he was like, I had told him like, oh, I'm married, and blah blah blah, and he didn't care. Yeah. And he's like, oh well, if you're ever down to clown, like hit me up. Ever down to clown. And I'm just like, what is a circus in town? Like I don't get it. Like I was just like down to clown. I'm like, God, you're a joke. And so like I had people like oh, you're such a good beer tender, and he'll want to shake my hand, but he has like a 20. And then I was just like, but I was like, I don't want your whore money. Yeah. But then I take it anyways. And then I was just like, so it's just always entertaining watching the people get hits on the alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
And I had one woman like there, it was her birthday, and she came in and we were pretty busy and comes in, looks like a flower child. And she starts singing happy birthday to herself or something like that. And I'm just like, where are her people?
Yeah.
Like, why are they letting this happen?
Yeah.
Are they just as messed up as she is? And I know we didn't pour you. So I was like, why are you behaving? So it's entertaining to watch like people's behavior. Like you could be the most conservative, very quiet person, and then alcohol hits and a whole new side of you shows, you know?
Yeah.
That's like the best part to me to see, you know?
Those are always funny. Like when stuff like that happens, but
oh yeah.
The beers will do that to you. But you said she didn't even have a beer, right? You hadn't even poured for her?
Yeah, she hadn't poured. She was coming from somewhere else. Because
she was probably already there.
Oh, I love saying no to people like, oh, I can't use this. And I'm like, dude, I don't understand what you are saying.
Yeah.
Like a 2-year-old could probably speak better than you.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And I when I get the aggressive ones, those are my favorite people to deal with.
Oh, okay.
You know, when they get crazy. I used to keep like a sharp stick under the bar and I would slam it sometimes on the bar when things would get out of control. And I'm just like, there was one time I was by myself, I had to stop a fight.
Uh-oh.
I turned off the music, slammed, and I'm like, "Can everybody get the hell out of here?"
Yeah.
And I was like livid, like I'm texting my boss, "Where the hell are you?" Like, it's crazy here. Someone's gonna get shot.
Yeah.
If you don't get here. Not really, but it was urgency and stuff like that. It's memories.
Yeah.
So
that reminded me of Tropic Thunder. I don't know. You seen that movie?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh come on.
He's all, this motherfucker's dead. I would have called my boss. I would have said something like that.
We're lost. We're super lost.
Yeah. We're super lost, man. Classic.
I always think of like being a leader, like, or if you're having somebody that is a leader, I always think like with Ben Stiller being like not being completely straightforward and honest.
Yeah.
It's like he's kind of says a one man like show or one. And I'm like, dude, you can't do that.
Yeah.
It's not going to work. It never works. It backfires. So
yeah. My favorite line in that whole movie, and I said it, we were watching Guardians of the Galaxy 3 yesterday, and I'm not going to spoil anything, but there's a part, and I'm just like, survive. when he sees Ben Stiller, he's getting blasted.
Yeah.
The movie's so good. Like, I could watch that at any
time. Oh, yeah. Robert Downey Jr. can do no wrong. I love that movie. They should have won an Oscar for that movie.
They really should have.
It's a classic. Yep. Or if you're not, my other quote that I motivate people, if you're not first, you're last.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly.
Shake and bake.
Yeah. I like when they do like the whole like thing and it's like so much longer than it should be. Like, in the movie. And they're like pulling the oven out, putting the chicken in. It's like, oh my gosh.
That's how I implement so much like that. Where I would leave quotes like that in my workplace, like stuff like that. And I always try to like make myself like, once you're the best, guys, it's just hard.
Exactly.
I'm up there and you're down here.
Yeah.
So like you got to be at my level. That's how I can't talk to you.
Yeah.
And he was just looking at me like, what? I was just like, eh. So
Will Ferrell has so many like great lines, like especially in that movie. But what was the one I was going to say one, but now I can't remember it. Oh no, it's not from that movie. Do you remember the he did when they remade Land of the Lost?
I do. I saw like bits and pieces of it.
I tried to make her watch it, but I think she fell asleep. But there's in the beginning of the movie, he's like, if you don't make it, it's your own damn vault, and it's a pole vaulter. And it's like one of those motivational posters.
Oh yeah, I mean,
laughing.
It helps people kind of like you can't. You're an adult.
Yeah,
like you're gonna have to learn how to like figure things out by yourself.
Oh, for sure.
It's like me with IKEA furniture when you have to build it yourself. Like
that's my jam.
I hate it.
Jam. I love it.
Oh,
it's like Legos for me.
And I'm just like, it doesn't even require tools, and I still mess up. And I'm like, how is this? But I just like, all right, like it's all in my head. If I'm gonna be negative about it, then I'm never gonna get through it.
Yeah.
And I think, and I use that in everyday life.
Yeah.
So to me, it's like there has to be a solution.
Oh, for sure.
And I always think about it that way. So like that's what I try to bring to the table when I'm at the brewery. And right now it's difficult because I'm by myself.
Yeah.
So I don't have anybody to bounce ideas. I don't have somebody to be like, "Oh, Dany, you're not doing that right," or "Hey, I wouldn't do that," or stuff like that. So I really have to like step back, look at what I'm doing, before I make a major mistake. You know, it's stuff like that. So things are gonna happen. I haven't died, so I don't want to say.
What's the thing they said? But did you die?
Yeah. There's days that it feels like that. You know, we've done some crazy stuff that it's if OSHA was watching, you know.
Yeah.
God, I would have been in trouble so many times.
Yeah.
It's a lot of DIY, guys.
Oh, it happens. Yeah, two more things. Sorry. I know I got to because I know you guys got to open up right now. But if so scenario, if you're at a bar or at a brewery and they have wings, pizza, or beer. Oh no, sorry, wings, pizza, or a burger. Which one are you gonna order? Which one would you order?
Pizza.
Okay. Yeah, it's a toss up between pizza and burger for me. Oh, I love a good burger. What kind of pizza do you like? Thin, thick?
I'm like in the middle. Okay. Not too thick, not too thin. Lots of cheese.
There you go.
You're gonna hate me. People are gonna hate me because I don't know what the hate is for this, but
pineapple. Is that what you're gonna say?
Pineapple. But I like the spicy. It's like the whole thing with red ales. Why do people hate red ales? What's wrong with red ales? Don't you dare!
I'm just kidding.
I'm like, what's wrong with pineapple? Like I've seen worse things on there. Yeah. You know, artichokes or I don't know what people put in it. I'm like,
it's not a fucking salad. Like you don't need to put green shit on a pizza.
Exactly. But I
for maybe basil.
I like it spicy.
Yeah.
So there's a place by my house. They make good pizza. I'm a picky pizza person, and I cook, but I don't make pizza. I only order out things that I can't make at home.
Okay.
So because I'm a picky eater in a sense of like I eat it whatever as long as I know it's gonna be good.
Okay.
So, but good pizza, like you would think like, oh, you know, a lot of times people are missing seasoning to the bread.
Yeah.
That's why I like Domino's. People hate. Like
I like
Domino's,
their handmade deep dish. That's pretty good. But I also like their thin crust too.
Like the seasoning on the crust. Like a lot of people don't eat the crust, and I'm like, sorry, that's the best part.
Yeah.
Like, how do you not like the crust? And if there's cheese in it,
stuffed crust. I mean,
yeah, cheese all the way. Not gonna sit well, but it's totally worth it.
It was a blessing that somebody invented. You know, stuffed crust pizza when I was a kid.
So good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you like pizza, one day we'll adapt to have it because you said I'm not gonna say where you live, but you're out over there, not too far. So we'll have to invite you down because we usually we have a pizza oven that hooks into our smoker, and it's like it has a pizza stone on it, so it cooks it like in 2.5 minutes.
Oh wow!
So yeah, you and your hubby will have to come down and have some pizza and pizza and beer one day.
Wow, yeah. If you want it now, like I'm starving, I want it now.
Yeah.
Like 2 minutes. All right. You know, that's crazy. That's pretty, really cool.
Yeah. It's because you just like, it's weird because it's like almost double, like the pizza stone gets double whatever the heat is in the thing. It's great. So it cooks so fast.
Yeah. No, yeah. Cool.
Okay. Last one. I promise. Last one.
That's no rush.
Yeah.
Good.
What is,
say go. Let's kick it.
Yeah. Do you have a hangover cure?
I don't think anything works.
Okay.
For me. Because there's times that I have 2 beers and I'm hungover the next day.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It sucks to be 37, guys.
Yeah. I'm 36. I'm right there.
It's just going to get worse.
Yeah.
It just gets worse.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, and I try to remind myself, like, don't party too hard, Dany.
Yeah.
Because then I'll try to, like, remember what happened last time.
Yeah.
It's like, if I can remember. Because I'll black out even easier now.
Oh, really?
Even if I don't even drink heavy. And I'm like, that's sad. Yeah. That's really sad. It's like, I think when I reached 30 or 31, maybe, that's when I went to a party. Boom, that was it. Yeah. It took me literally a whole week to recover.
Oh, damn.
It was so bad. I thought I was going to die. And I was like, never again. Yeah. I'm like, so young. So much I didn't accomplish.
Yeah.
No, but if I do feel a certain way, like I crave spicy food.
Oh, same.
So like, sometimes in the summer, like I make bomb birria.
Okay.
And so I try to make it spicy. So like if I make enough, I put it in the freezer, and then for emergencies, like you know, like bang, bring that up. Because I don't like menudo. Okay. And pozole, I'm super picky because my mom makes a bomb pozole.
Yeah.
And so it's like I just can't just go just anywhere, you know? And then but yeah, spicy food, especially anything like Mexican, I'll crave and I'll like mix. And if I really don't have that, I have backup like the tapatio cup of noodles.
There you go.
So whatever works, I'll just try it, I guess. I'm desperate. Yeah.
I mean, people already know mine, but it's vitamins. I take vitamins in the morning and I'm usually pretty good. Yeah. Last week I was a little tired.
Yeah. Well, isn't it sad that we have to like pre-game, but we're not pre-gaming by alcohol beverages or any way or form. We're pre-gaming like, all right, I need to take an antacid beforehand. All right, electrolytes, guys. Let's like drink 16 ounces tops.
Yeah.
And it's like, did you guys eat?
Yeah.
We gotta eat first. It's just like, it's so sad and embarrassing sometimes. I have some friends that are like, I have a friend that is like 10 years younger than me.
Yeah.
And just watching them, it's just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It's like, I feel like I'm like their parent or something. I'm going to party with kids. And I feel so, and I'm like, and now it's, oh, what time? Oh, we're going to leave like around 8. Damn, that's like the time that I'm there, and maybe I'll be there in like another 30 minutes and I'm going to take off. And I just like, I don't like crowds. Like if the brewery is too packed, I'm like, I'm not. Like Google has this thing where you could check and lets you know how busy it is sometimes. And I don't know how accurate it is. And I look at it, I'm like, nah. Is there parking?
Yeah.
How's the parking there?
Yeah.
You know? No.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass too. I mean,
I don't want to spend 20 minutes looking for parking.
Yeah.
That's why I don't go to LA Fridays and Saturday nights. I won't do it.
Yeah.
Like Mondays and Tuesdays, you want to go out, hit me up. I'm so down.
Yeah.
But I just don't party like I used to. And people think that because of the industry I'm in, oh, Danielle, you probably live like a really exciting life and all the spots. And I'm like, nah, dude.
Yeah.
Like Friday night, DoorDash, a good movie, and hopefully I have beer. If not, I'll make myself a gin and tonic.
There you go.
Call it a day. And they're like, really? I'm like, yeah, I'm not as fun as you think I am. I'm super boring.
Okay, last one. I know I said the last one was the last one.
The last of the last?
Movie?
Yeah. The what?
Do you have a favorite movie?
Oh,
I mean, it's a loaded question.
But
maybe
I have
you can pick a few.
Okay. Because movies is a big thing in my life. Since I could remember, every Friday night we would watch 2-3 movies. Yeah. And get pizza. That was like
Blockbuster.
Oh yeah. Oh,
the dream.
The good old days. Yeah. And I feel bad for people that didn't get to experience that. But I think my first movie that I was obsessed with. So I was a big horror person growing up.
Okay.
And talk about parenting.
Yeah.
But I think my first impact movie was Chucky. The first one.
Hated that movie as a kid. It scared the shit out of me.
I was evil child. Like I would mess with my brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
It didn't. At a really young age, I just couldn't understand the concept of it because it's a freaking doll.
Yeah.
Like you could literally pick it up, but then later on, if somebody explained it to me, it's like, no, but it had the strength of an adult.
Yeah.
That's why you couldn't fight off a doll. Yeah. And I was like, well, set it on fire.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I'm like,
fucker.
But I love fantasy movies.
Okay.
Anything that escapes you from reality.
Okay.
So, but besides Chucky, I'm like, one movie that I think I never get tired of. Beetlejuice is one of my like anything with Tim Burton before he went downhill with all his movies.
Yeah.
Because I feel like he has never made anything good in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
But Beetlejuice or genre of that style is one of my favorite because I love dark humor.
Same.
And so anything with Beetlejuice, like Edward Scissorhands.
Movies.
Yeah, I love movies like that. Yeah. My grandma loved Kill Bill.
Okay.
So she loved movies like that. So I love that within that genre, it's those kind of movies that I like. I love action movies. And obviously I'm a big comic book nerd, Marvel.
Okay.
And it's because it's like when you're little and your life is not super great, you love to focus on things that would make you feel like, you kind of fall into this like fantasy world, you know, and it kind of helps you kind of like think, if I had superpowers. And when they interviewed the Marvel creator, he explained it so well on why people are so obsessed with comic books or stuff like that, you know? So it's like, to me, it's escape of reality. And it's kind of nice to just fantasize for a moment if you did have superpowers or some people, if they had a disability, if you didn't, so it's just kind of cool to me. So I always like, because people don't recommend me movies that is based on a true story. Like someone recommended me that movie Freedom.
Oh, Sound of Freedom.
I'm like, dude, I know it exists. I know it's happening. I know that watching it, blah, blah, blah. But I could not for the life of me can't watch that. It's just too like, ugh. And stuff like that. I'm like, I can't watch anything like that. It's just traumatizing, Or if I watch something and it was based on a true story and it's by the city that I live, oh my God. Yeah. Like, great. I'm going to sleep with a machete under my bed. Like, so I don't need that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but stuff like that. Yeah, there's a lot of great movies, but yeah, like I said, Beetlejuice is one that I can watch over and over.
Oh yeah,
Gremlins is a great movie.
Gremlins bang.
Like
Yeah.
I don't even understand how this was considered a horror movie.
Yeah,
it's freaking hilarious.
No, yeah, movie's great.
You know, I was always telling my husband like the second one with the girl getting married.
Oh yeah,
the second movie. Like I that's it's our scene like when we were getting married. You know, like she's just like with big red lips and everything. And I was like, I love like movies like that. They're just so hilarious.
Yeah,
I never thought that those were back movie. I do feel it sounds like an old thing, but I do feel like movies were made better. Like there's just more
for sure
story into it. Now it's everything is remakes.
Yeah.
And there's no real like story back. It's very confusing.
Yeah.
Doesn't lead anywhere. So back then, I grew up in a time where I'm like, all right, the movie scene was just so great.
Yeah.
So you don't see that. I don't see that much. The movies now, I'm just like, what is this?
Oh, I feel the same way.
So
I think, I mean, I know I went over probably a little bit, but it's all right. This has been so fun though.
Yeah, something different.
This is super fun for me though, because I mean, like I said, being able to hear your story and be able to hear, talk about congregation and be able to honestly come here for the first time. Because like I said, she's been here a couple times, but I've never been, and trying your really good beer. So thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'm glad you guys liked it.
I was gonna say, do you want to plug your Instagram? But I don't know if it's still there.
I don't have my other
the Dany
public
Dukes
one, but I have my other page. But I could post it on my other page also. Okay. And I could give you the info. You could tag me on that.
Sounds good. And if you're in the area, come down. Come down to Congregation. Well, obviously, but 4 locations. It was just to make sure I remember, because that was a while ago. Santa Ana, Long Beach, Azusa, and Pasadena.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Awesome. And like I said, then after you have a few beers here, you may go down to Louis Liquor down the street to go see Lucy and them. So, but thank you again, Dany, for being on the show.
No, thank you for having me.
All right. Cheers, guys. All right, guys. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed obviously enjoyed the intro. Me and Josh went a little long, but it was fun. We had a good time. Just be able to, go down there, hang out with them. Like I said, we might be doing something together here pretty soon. I'm not going to give away any details just yet, but once we have a little bit more info, you guys will be the first to know. But appreciate you guys listening every week. And obviously back with interviews. Next week's episode is going to be Tapping into America, the Ramblin' Redbeard. Such a cool story. He talks about how, like, over about a 2.5 year stretch, he traveled to, all 50 states. He drove to 48 of them, the ones that he could, and then flew out to Alaska, flew out to Hawaii. So I don't want to give too much away, but he's just honestly a really nice guy. And I kind of got a little emotional a bit talking to him about some of the stuff that he's done. So it was a really cool episode. I really hope you guys enjoyed the episode today with Dany, obviously, as well. She was, so nice and, so courteous, inviting us over to, to go hang out at Congregation, and have brunch and have those beers. It was just, a really fun time. So make sure, if you're in the area, definitely check out, Congregation, or if you're in any of those areas. I mean, they have Long Beach, Azusa, Santa Ana, and Pasadena. So, I mean, they have 4 different locations. So if you're in different areas, you can get to one, have a couple beers, have, some brunch, do all that good stuff. And obviously Noble, they have some, new can releases this week. So definitely check them out as well. If you're in the Anaheim area or in the LA area, check them out. So I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Stay tuned for next week. And since Dany said her favorite movie was Beetlejuice, I figured I'd end with a Beetlejuice quote, and it's one that everybody always know, but it's showtime. Enjoy the episode, Tapman.